All right, we're here live with John Salter, the #1 Bellator Middleweight contender and the fighting pride of Gardendale, Alabama. John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. I know we caught you in between trainings. Generally, on a typical day, what kind of trainings do you do in the mornings and then in the evenings?
Well, like today, I got up this morning. We had a cardio first practice of the day was just a cardio session. Then left there, did about a 45-minute boxing session, and then left and went to the my gym, and we just got done with a wrestling practice. So it's been a pretty good day, and then I'll go back and have jiu-jitsu practice tonight at 6:30.
Good deal. Is that what it normally looks like generally?
Yeah, that's a pretty typical day. Our practices are changed up every day a little bit, or I guess our Tuesdays and Thursdays are the same, Mondays and Wednesdays are the same, and then Fridays and Saturdays are a little different, but that's a pretty typical day.
Good deal, good deal. And like you said, you're the head coach of Softy Dog Jiu-Jitsu. How do you balance being the head coach for that gym and being one of the athletes in Bellator?
I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the guys training at the gym that I do. So many guys try to do it because obviously, you want to have another source of income other than fighting, because injuries happen and things like that. But then it becomes really tough because you don't really get to train while you're there and you're spending all this time coaching and running a gym, not training. But I'm very fortunate. I've got Joe Selecki, who's, right now he's 3-0 in the UFC. Jamie Pickett, who's in the UFC. I got Corey Crumpler, who's just an absolute stud fighter, but he doesn't even fight anymore, just trains to help me. Trey Woods, who is, an undefeated pro right now. And then, others are Gustavo Trujillo, who is a guy, I think, 3-0 as a pro right now. So we got all these great guys in there that are training while I'm coaching and running practice. So I get to jump in. I'm basically just running practice for myself that works well, and it works well for everybody else. And I think that's why our guys do so well at competitions,
Good deal. I was about to ask about Selecki and Pickett. I know Pickett fought last weekend and didn't pick up the win. What's sort of his status? How's he doing?
He's okay. Yeah. Had kind of, a bad showing, got caught early and just couldn't recover. I hate it for him. He'll get back in the gym and get going, and hopefully we get another chance pretty soon to show what he can do.
All right. And then what about Selecki? How's he doing?
He's great. We just got done with wrestling practice. He doesn't have any news on his next fight right now. Hopefully we'll have something lined up for him soon, but Joe's always getting better. Nobody's going to ever outwork him. Just going to be huge things for him, so I don't think there's a limit to how good he can be.
Good deal. How is it that you've been coached for a high school wrestler with Gardendale High School? You wrestled at Lindenwood University. What have you taken from your to sort of your coaching style at Salty Dog?
One thing in high school, we had a good high school team for Alabama, which obviously everybody knows Alabama's not really known for wrestling. And then, I walk into a college team the first day and, there's 40 guys in there that are state champs or, 2 or 3 times state champs. And so, that's what made me so much better is being around that. I've kind of seen that going into MMA. You want to surround yourself by guys that not only are good, but are willing to outwork other people, and that's been really big. And I think that's been really big for our jiu-jitsu program and the guys that I train with for MMA. I do a lot of training in Charlotte at Gym O, because the same thing, just, putting yourself around good guys that are willing to work hard. It just elevates everybody in the room.
There you go. That's Good deal. And then on your end, I know a couple weeks ago you reported that you were hoping to have some big fight news coming up. Haven't really heard anything on that front. Are there any updates that you can speak about?
Yeah, I mean, I've got pretty much everything lined up, but until Bellator releases it, I can't say anything. I say we got it lined up. We don't have a date or anything, but things are looking good. And just waiting for complete confirmation on everything, and then Bellator release it, and I can start talking about it. But it should be within the next month. We should be, able to talk about everything.
All right. And I know there's a big middleweight fight coming up tomorrow night between Fabian Edwards and Austin Vanford. What's your prediction for that fight, and how do you see it going?
I'm kind of excited to watch that one. I would have said before Fabian Edwards' last fight, I would have said, well, it's going to be Vanderford. But, Edwards is no joke on the ground. He gets up well, too, and he's such a powerful striker. I might be leaning towards him a little bit on this one now.
Okay. And I know you've got a fight lined up, but eventually there's a possibility, I'm sure there's a possibility of a middleweight Grand Prix sometime down the line. What are your thoughts on if that were to happen, how you think that would go, and how interested you'd be in that?
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I think it'd be great, especially now we have so many tough guys at middleweight. When I signed with Bellator, there was pretty much me and Brandon Halsey, was the champ, and there really wasn't anybody else that I was really too worried about. And I beat Halsey in a round, and then I couldn't get that title shot. But I really don't think there was a whole lot of guys at middleweight at the time that were really tough, so there wasn't a whole lot to be excited about. But now, you've got Costello Vanstinas, who for some reason I think he's ranked 5th under Edwards, but he just beat Edwards, and that's probably one of the toughest fights of my career was against Costello. You got Vanderford, who's a stud. You got Ed Ruth back up at 85. And then obviously, Masasi, Anatoly Tokov. There's just so many good guys at 185 now. I think it'd be a really exciting Grand Prix. I don't think there'd be an easy fight anywhere in the top 8. Oh, I lost you for a second.
Still got all your answer and everything, so we'll go ahead and move on. All right, so I know that you've competed in jiu-jitsu events in the past, and obviously you own a jiu-jitsu gym. Is there any chance that you return and do any submission grappling events anytime in the future with maybe like Submission Underground, or go back to ADCC or something like that?
Yeah, I'll probably, I would love to go to the ADCC trials again, but it kind of falls sometimes in a bad time when I'm getting ready for a fight or something like that. So that's why I didn't go to the trials in 2019. And then we had the trials in 2021 have been pushed back because of COVID. So there's a possibility I may go to the East Coast trials this year, depending on fights for me and Joe and Jamie and everybody else in the gym. But especially when I get done fighting, I'll definitely go back to competing in jiu-jitsu more. Just right now, fighting is a little more important to me, and you got to really focus on what's what makes your career and what's more important.
Right, that makes sense. Makes complete sense. I know you became a father back in March. How has that changed things for you in general? I know obviously there's some obvious things that come to mind when becoming a father, but maybe some things that you didn't really know about, or maybe how that's changed your approach to fighting or something like that.
It's been great. Everything's going really well so far. I think she knew that me and my wife were not going to be great parents. So she's been really easy for us. She sleeps great. She doesn't cry over nothing. So she cries only when it's something going on. So it's really been great. It's been all the good stuff that you hear about it and really none of the bad. So we've been really happy and blessed so far. Just hope it keeps going this way.
That's great. That's great. That's all the questions I have right now. Is there anything that you want to get off your chest? Any message you want to send to anybody? Any sponsors you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Yeah, everybody at Salty Dog Jiu-Jitsu and Jim O, just if you see those guys anywhere fighting, make sure and watch them. They're all good guys. As far as sponsors, Felix, if you're gonna get into jiu-jitsu, Felix has the best jiu-jitsu gear. Clean Eats has just been great for me for staying in shape, getting ready for fights and things like that. And just always a chance to shout out that I don't think there's enough of it in our sport. There needs to be more of Christians that are outspoken about what kind of difference that makes in your life. So just want to use every opportunity to say everything I have is because of God, and that it just makes everything easier when you've got faith to fall back on.
All right. Good deal. Good to hear. John Salter, it's been good to talk to you. Look forward to hearing from you again soon. And hopefully we'll see you back in the Bellator cage in the near future.
All right, great. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. Have a good one.
You too.